Hey, Sue Moore here, and today my question for you is, are you a disruptive thinker? Well, most of us who are on social media these days, building businesses or just, interacting with people, we want to be recognized on social media. We want to be able to stop the scroll, right? Okay. So, and sometimes when you try to do something new, someone else is standing behind you saying, well, we haven't done it that way before. Why would we do it that way now? And so I want to share with you just an interesting story from a podcast I listened to. The gentleman's name is Jeffrey Gosha, and he was being interviewed about a new book that he has written called Create the Future. And I think the podcast was aired on March 27th if you want to go find it for yourself. Anyway, and I've got my notes here, so I remember to get the story straight. His point was to not repeat past decisions if you want superior results. And quite simply, that's what most people do, right? We just keep doing the same old, and the results are usually the same old. Anyway, so Gosha uses a very, I think, kind of a quirky historical example to make his point. So here we go. It seems that the width of two horses' behinds is 4 feet, 8.5 inches. That's a measurement that I'm going to take his word on because I'm sure as heck not going to go measure it for myself. But anyway, now the U.S. standard railroad track is 4 feet, 8.5 inches wide, which comes from the way they built railroad tracks in England. Now, the question is, why would England pick such an odd number, okay? Well, it seems the specification came from the way wagons were built. The wagon wheel spacing came from very old English days when Imperial Rome built roads and used their two-horse chariots for transportation, which created very large and deep ruts. So if you needed to build a wagon, that road, and use that same road, you have to make sure that your wagon fit into those ruts, or you would probably destroy your wagon. So the Roman chariot was propelled by two horses side by side, and the original specification for that Imperial Roman chariot was approximately 4 feet, 8.5 inches, which is two horses' behinds. So you have the wagon, which is 4 feet, 8.5 inches. You have the railroad, 4 feet, 8.5 inches. And here's the kicker. When they built the space shuttle booster rockets in Utah, they had to be transported to Cape Kennedy in Florida. I was going to say Cape Canaveral, in Florida by train. And so the railroad tracks were already 4 feet, 8.5 inches, which, by the way, is the exact size of the booster rockets. They had to build them 4 feet, 8.5 inches because the tunnels that they had to go through from Utah to Florida were just a little bit bigger than 4 feet, 8.5 inches, okay? I just thought that was so interesting. But the point is this: bureaucracies live forever. I mean, we're going way back to real olden days up until now in the space age. We're still doing things that are 4 feet, 8.5 inches. So all of that to say is, in order to stop the scroll, it's wise to start to use some disruptive thinking and just be a little bit out there and not worry about what everybody else thinks, okay? So here's your call to action. First, you don't want to be a two horses butt, okay? Second of all, with everything that's going on now, being disruptive in terms of prospecting business and that kind of thing is craved. So if you message me, I'll be happy to share with you the creative and disruptive messages that I learned from my coach with you. And I am getting a lot of play with it. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. The other thing I wanted to share is that if you'd like, you can check out my, I have a private Facebook page called The More Connection, MORE. And it's just gals in there who are skincare junkies and get information and look at videos and that kind of thing. So if you're open to that, I invite you to come take a look, check us out. And within the next day or two, I will have in that group the link for the solution tool, which is a tool that you answer a few questions and it gives you expert advice and a personalized skincare recommendation for what products you would need, or what ingredient kind of things you would need. And the reason I love to have everybody see that is it's powerful. Two things: it saves you time and money. How much time do we spend standing in front of the wall of skincare guessing whether or not something's going to work for us or not? And then the money side is how much money have we all spent buying things that we hoped would work. We've all found out hope isn't a strategy. So anyway, that will be there in a day or two. So thanks so much for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. Stay safe. Journey well. Bye-bye.